Hello. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. I just what what is going on? What is going on? Oh my god. what what's even happening? I just oh I ooh. You know, I have no words. I have no words. Like, what? Okay. I really, like, I'm kind of speechless and stunned, and that's hard for me. That's hard for me. I mean, oh my god. Oh my god. What is even happening right now? What is even happening right now? Okay? So the news, there is only one thing that moves faster than the speed of light, and that is news in Donald Trump's America. Because what is even going on with everything here? And I just look, I'm here to break it all down, but it's just crazy. So for those people who are like, I have no idea what's going on, there's so much craziness happening, I just want to tune it all out. Let me be the person that just rationally informs you, okay? Allow me to be that guiding force. So you may have heard about this whole thing happening with Israel, Iran, the United States. You know, what is exactly happening? Let's start at the very beginning, because the beginning is a fantastic place to start. All right? We bombed Iran. We bomb Iran over these fictional nuclear weapons. That's where it starts. All right? Israel convinces us to bomb Iran over them having dangerous weapons of mass destruction, nuclear weapons, even though our intelligence community said, hey, there's no evidence that they actually have any weapons. So we bomb a country, even though there's no evidence for us to have bombed it. That's where it starts. The country of Israel convinces us to bomb their biggest enemy over these hypothetical, fictional weapons of mass destruction, and we go ahead and do it. And we piss these people off. So much so that now we bomb Iran. Iran bombs us. They bombed one of our sites. So we bomb Iran, and then Iran bombs us. Now you're hearing me right. It bombs one of our military bases in Qatar. Okay? And then, so we get bombed after we bomb them. And now we're starting to learn that the intelligence community and the Pentagon don't actually even know where this fictional uranium, the enriched uranium that they are supposedly trying to destroy, they truly don't even know where it actually is. So they bombed a country over nothing. And now everyone's mad at each other. And it's getting worse from there, because now Donald Trump said, we negotiated a ceasefire. It was fantastic. It's incredible. Hold on, where is it? Congratulations to everyone. You know, we fully agreed that there will be a ceasefire. And then all of a sudden, after he goes and posts these things like Trump was right, congratulations, time for world peace, absolutely clowning, all of a sudden, Iran launches missiles on Israel and blows a whole bunch of stuff up, unaliving people. You can see these were their targets. And then Israel responds and starts blowing up things in Iran. So the Israeli defense prime minister then just starts ordering strikes, military strikes, bombs on Iran. So we bomb. Okay, here's a summary. We bomb a country over the hypothetical fictional weapons of mass destruction that they have uranium, which they don't, because our intelligence community said they don't have, they are enriching uranium, but they're not using it for military weapons. We say, I don't care, let's bomb, let's blow them up, let's blow shit up. We blow them up. They hit our air base. They hit our military base in Qatar. Then Israel and Iran apparently went to Trump and said, we want peace. Trump says, we announced a ceasefire deal. It was one of the best ones. Then, literally, they completely scrap that and start bombing each other. And Donald Trump completely has egg on his face. This is all happening faster than the speed of light. Like, let me just show you a, thanks for reporting. Oh yeah, you bet. Let me just show you a timeline of Donald Trump's posts. All right. So this was literally only like 2 days ago. He said, and I quote, all right, I'm just going to read these in sequential order. All right. It is crazy reading Donald Trump's Truth Social feed. Like, you would think this is out of an SNL cartoon. Y'all, please make sure to send some likes. I love all of you. He said, we have completed our very successful attack on 3 nuclear sites in Iran. A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site. Now is the time for peace. We just blew up your country. We just blew shit up, and now it's time for the peace. Not a piece of pie, not a piece of cake, not a piece of chocolate, but let me tell you, peace, Peaceaeaeca. So, and then he says, any retaliation by Iran against the United States of America will be met with force far greater than what was witnessed tonight. Thank you. And then they go and blow up our military base in Qatar, which is like, that's to be expected. And just as a little thing, he said, Iran should have signed the deal that I told them to sign. I told them to sign a deal. You were the one that scrapped the Iran deal that said that they weren't going to make any nuclear weapons, which, by the way, they weren't making nuclear weapons anyway. They weren't. They were just enriching uranium in order to restore power because they suffer from blackouts in that country of Iran, which Iran has a lot of people in it. So, like, and then he gets absolutely so furious at Thomas Massie, the one Republican that has any guts to stand up against this guy completely pulling another Bush, Iraq, Afghanistan whole debacle. Okay. Then he says, it's not politically correct for us to talk about regime change, but if the current Iranian regime is unable to make Iran great again, then why wouldn't there be a regime change? This is a guy who literally ran on saying, let's not do regime change. And then he does a bait and switch. If I was a Republican, I'd be pissed. He also then goes on to say, the damage to the nuclear sites in Iran is said to be monumental. And now literally his own vice president is like, yeah, we don't know how much damage that we've actually done. And we don't even actually know where the uranium is, but we're going to be on that. This is so stupid. And then he goes, monumental damage was done. The biggest damage that took place below ground, bullseye. And then he says, the sites that we hit in Iran were totally destroyed. Everyone knows it. Only the fake news would say anything different in order to try and demean as much as possible and even say that they were pretty well destroyed. Working especially hard on the falsehood is Alison Cooper, one of the fake news CNN dumb Brian L. Roberts, chairman of Comcast. This guy is literally mentally deranged. He is insane. Like, we have, you all know the story of King Lear, the king that went crazy. That is what we are experiencing in America. This isn't even just disagreement of policy. This isn't even just breaking the Constitution or violating the law. This is, he is literally just going crazy. Because just wait for it. Just wait for it. So he's like, Iran has officially responded with the obliteration of their nuclear facilities. They hit us. They hit us at our military base. Okay? And then he says, congratulations, we've fully agreed to a ceasefire between Iran and Israel. Fully agreed for 12 hours, at which the war will be considered ended. It will be known as the 12-day war. You know, during each ceasefire, the other side will remain peaceful, and they'll know it as the 12-day war in the history books, where they'll have a golden statue of my face, and everyone will love it, and it will be fantastic. And then he posts all these things like, congratulations, time for world peace. He's like, look, peace through strength. He posts this kind of crap on his Truth Social all the time. Peace and harmony. And then he does this. Israel and Iran came to me almost simultaneously and said peace. Also, y'all, if you're enjoying the live stream, appreciating the coverage, then please make sure to like the stream. It really does help out. I'm just trying to inform people about what's happening. It is crazy out here. So he says, Israel and Iran came to me almost simultaneously and they said, peace. I knew the time was now. And though in the world and in the Middle East, and they are real winners. Both nations will see tremendous love, peace, and prosperity in their futures. They have so much to gain, so much to gain. The future for Israel and Iran is unlimited and filled with promise. God bless you both. Then literally, and that was 10 hours ago. That was 10 hours ago, okay? He posted this. Of course, another one of those things, Trump is right. That was 10 hours ago. Then 7 hours ago, he said, the ceasefire is now in full effect. Please do not violate it. And then, that was 7 hours ago. Then he posts, Israel, do not drop those bombs. Do not drop the bombs. If you do, it's a major violation. Bring your pilots home. Bring your pilots home now. And then said, Israel is not going to attack Iran. All planes will turn around and head home while doing a friendly plane wave to Iran. This guy basically bombs the shit out of another country per the request of Israel. Okay? Iran responds back, bombs us. Okay? Then we're like, how about you just do a ceasefire? Look, I started the war, but let me just say, we want peace. We want peace. And it's like, they're like, okay, fine. I guess we'll do a ceasefire, even though they never agreed to that. And then literally Donald Trump's like, look at me, I made a ceasefire happen. And then all of a sudden, these two start bombing each other. And then Trump is like, what are you doing? You violated my ceasefire and I don't like it. It's like, dude, you were never in control in the first place. Like, you were never in control in the first place. It's so stupid. Again, this is the timeline of events. You want a quick 30-second summary? Here you go. We, the United States, bomb Iran at the request of Israel over this idea that they have these weapons that are so dangerous. They've enriched uranium for nuclear weapons, which in fact is not true, because our intelligence community and the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, under the Trump administration says, yeah, there's no evidence that they're using that enriched uranium to build nuclear weapons. So basically, we bomb Iran over them having nuclear weapons, which they don't. We did that at the request of Israel. Then Iran bombs us at our military base in Qatar. Okay? Donald Trump's like, that's not cool, but you know what? That was to be expected. And then Trump says, look, we want a ceasefire. Let's go for a ceasefire. Let's do a ceasefire now. It'll be amazing. It'll be fantastic. It'll be incredible. It'll be like never before seen. And then he's like, oh, they've agreed to a ceasefire, which they never agreed to a ceasefire. Then Israel and Iran start bombing each other again this morning, Tuesday. That is literally what has happened. That is I know that wasn't 30 seconds, but that is a minute summary of what has happened up until now. Look, all of this was so avoidable. All of this was so avoidable. If we, the United States, had not pulled the trigger first and bombed Iran per the request of Israel over these hypothetical dangerous weapons, which don't exist, then this whole thing would be it would not be happening. Like, and you know, and look, let me also just point out, I'm as American as they come. I am 100% totally American. Like, I'm born in Raleigh, North Carolina. I am a Southern little gay guy and very rooted in my community. Let me also just point out that we, the United States, have nuclear weapons. Israel has nuclear weapons. As soon as Iran, there's the idea, which they are not, but as soon as there's the idea that Iran is building nuclear weapons, all of a sudden, we have to go and just literally bomb the crap out of them? Like, when you look at it, I'm sorry to say that America is oftentimes an antagonist on the world stage. I'm saying that as an American. There's a lot of people who are saying that. It doesn't make me hate my country to admit when we are the ones that are Sorry, y'all. I don't know what's happening here. I don't know if that's gonna fix anything.